from Mount Pleasant's own. This is News Central 34 at 5.
Central Michigan University was thrust into the national spotlight today over nooses being found in an academic building earlier in the week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Generous.
And I'm Christina Vecchione with the very latest. We're joined now by News Central 34's Alyssa Strickland.
I'm here at the Industrial and Engineering Technology Building at Central Michigan University, where earlier today students were gathered for a rally calling for justice following an incident that happened earlier this week that's being called a hate crime.
We must send a message, a clear and succinct message that this type of behavior is totally unacceptable and will not be tolerated. Right.
On Monday, CMU police responded to a call from the IET building. The call was made by a faculty member who received word from a student that 4 nooses were found hanging in the cabinetry of one of the building's classrooms. Now it's 4 days later, and local leaders and campus student groups are gathered to send a message to the community.
Also, that we are calling for the community to wrap their arms around these students. These students need your support and they need your prayers. Certainly, this is an unfortunate situation to have to be in.
1, 2, 3! We want equality! 1, 2, 3! We want equality!
The rally started around 11:30 this morning at the Bovee University Center and ended with a march to the building where the nooses were found. Several student groups, along with the National Council for Community Empowerment based out of Detroit, organized the event, hoping to prompt action from the university's administration.
A lot more could be done. You know, we as a student body should have known. We're disappointed because we found out 3 to 4 days after the fact. Monday when it happened, we should have found out about it.
And students seem to agree that this is not the first display of intolerance at Central and say this latest incident is evidence of a bigger problem.
It's not the first time we've ever heard that there has been civil rights or there have been social justice issues in Central Michigan or at Central Michigan University.
Rally organizers also sat down with University President Michael Rao earlier today to express their concerns.
Just some explanation, just some clarity, you know, about the issue and how it's going to be handled.
The incident is still pending investigation by the CMU Police Department, but today's demonstrators are calling for federal involvement.
What we hope to see is that there is a federal investigation launched immediately. This is what we're looking for. This is what we want to see.
Police say they still do not have a suspect, but will continue their efforts aggressively to determine who is responsible. In Mount Pleasant, Alyssa Strickland, News Central 34.
Right now, student leaders are talking with school administration in a closed-door meeting. That meeting is taking place in the Strosack room of the Park Library. University Associate Vice President of Diversity Denise Green is confirmed to be among the administration in that meeting, which was organized by the student chapter of the NAACP.
The university administration itself released a statement yesterday denouncing these disturbing actions and reaffirmed today that the legacy of discrimination is embodied in these nooses, and it is a legacy that we must aggressively strive to discontinue. We hope everyone will use this despicable occurrence as an opportunity to learn to talk about the importance of inclusion, something most of us know is right and want. Now the university and students are not the only ones speaking out. State Representative Bill Call spoke to News Central and had this to say about the issue. The nooses found on campus are highly inappropriate. As a community and a state, we need to work together to improve the life of our residents by promoting diversity and respecting others. I applaud the efforts organizations on CMU's campus are taking to do just that. CMU has also set up an email address where the community can speak out and will be placing their petition against the acts in upcoming advertisements in local newspapers. If you wish to sound off, you can do so by emailing cmuline@cmich.edu. This was the scene earlier today in front of the Bovee University Center as media from across the state gathered for local reactions. The news of the nooses is not making headlines only here at home, but across the country as well, appearing in newspapers, on the internet, radio, and television news stations across the country from coast to coast.
And in other news, students in CMU's education department have complained for years about how long it's taking them to graduate.
That's right, Christina. Tonight, in the second part of a 2-part series, News Central 34's Siobhan Klepfer shows how students are finally making some progress.
This hole in the ground behind me is the site of the Future Education Building, a $50 million project that's scheduled to be finished in the spring of 2009. This is just one of the changes the Education Department is making in order to help its future educators.
Another change being made is a decrease in the number of required classes for the teaching program. For a long time, students have felt that the program was too long. Associate Director of Admissions Marcy Ottman says the reason for the change was because students voiced their concerns.
We need to do something about this, and so they went and met with the dean in the College of Education with Karen Adams and several others and spoke with them and said, you know, this is a real concern for our students for financial reasons, for length of time reasons, for all of this. We want someone to take a look at it.
With the new degree requirements in place, it will allow students to graduate closer to the 4-year mark as opposed to 5 or 6 years in the program. This change will also help with scholarships that are only good for 4 years. 6th-year senior Benjamin Rolandhagen says he took advantage of the scholarships available to him.
I applied for just about every scholarship I possibly could. And it was nice because I got like 4 of them. Probably more than anyone's ever had because no one ever really applies for them all.
There are over 20 different scholarships alone in the Department of Teacher Education and Professional Development, not including what's available through the different majors and minors. CMU has made some important improvements to the teacher education program in order to give the best education for its future teachers. I'm Siobhan Klepfer for News Central 34.
And the nearly $1 million invested in road safety improvements on Broomfield Road and East Campus Drive are proving to be well worth it, with the number of accidents cut in half since the makeover last year from 38 accidents to just 16. The project replaced dangerous traditional left turns along Broomfield and East Campus Drive and Washington Street with Michigan left-hand turns. Associate Vice President of Facilities Management Stephen Lawrence said the significant decrease in the number of traffic accidents at these intersections shows how important the road safety modification project has been for CMU.
Today at Rick's Food Center, donations are rolling in for the Central Michigan chapter of the American Red Cross's food pantry. As early as 6 a.m. today, radio station sponsor WCZY has been broadcasting from Rick's parking lot. The goal is to fill an entire Mayflower semi-truck with donated food and other items. Girls just want to have fun, and while their husbands are out deer hunting this weekend, downtown Mount Pleasant will be hosting Girls Night Out. The event starts at 2 o'clock Saturday afternoon and runs until 7 p.m. Ladies will start out at Centennial Hall at 306 West Michigan Street and be shuttled downtown for an evening of shopping. Refreshments, desserts, goodie bags, and discounts are all incentives to hit the streets and the stores. As News Central 34 reported earlier this week, deer hunting season opened with a bang on Thursday. We also let you know that if you choose, you can get your deer head checked for tuberculosis right here in Mount Pleasant at Chippewater's Park. Although getting your deer checked is not a mandatory procedure, it is beneficial for you to go to check-in stations. Biologist Adam Bump tells us why.
The primary purpose of the check stations is for us to collect biological data on wildlife population, on deer populations specifically. So we look at the age of the deer that come in, sex of the deer that come in. On bucks we measure antlers to get an idea of herd health.
That's going to do it for us tonight. I'm Christina Vecchione.
And I'm Mark Generous. Thank you so much for watching.